I think a lot of it really was hard for me growing up because I grew up in what what we have coined the Bible Belt of the North, which is this town in Washington State called Spokane. If any of you have heard of this town in the audience, you guys should understand this. It is a predominantly rich white community. I was the only mixed race kid in my entire school of over 1,000 kids. I was it. The only other kid of color in my school was a foreign exchange student from Africa. But Pedro was on the soccer team, so athletes don't hang out with nerds. That is still the stereotype, no matter your race, it turns out. And so I had a lot of trouble growing up dealing with prejudices from the people around me because I was much darker than them in skin tone, especially in winter. I saw a lot more like issues with kids around me in winter because I didn't get paler. I was still tan. I had as what do we call it, Nina? Our winter skin. We've called it something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Being mixed
so
is an experience. Is an interesting experience because in summertime you're darker, and
yeah,
in wintertime you are lighter. But still, you depending on where you fall with the group that you're around, you can definitely stand out. Yeah.
yeah. And so it was a lot of like people assuming things about me because I was darker. I have been called the N word before, many times by little twerps in school. Um, and like my hair, like I love my curls, but so if you read Harry Potter and you hear how they described Hermione's hair, I stand by Hermione as mixed race, and people can fight me on that. But if you look at Hermione's hair description, that is what my hair used to be like. So, like, I dealt with a lot of discrimination for my hair in school, and even outside of school, people giving me funny looks just walking around towns. And then when I finally left Spokane, finding like black communities was hard because I grew up in a white community. So the discrimination I faced there was reflected in the discrimination I faced from a lot of black people because they thought I didn't have the same problems. Like you said, we're not allowed to talk about what we go through. We're just kind of put down for it. And though I'm sure my family will never admit it, my father definitely has a little bit of racism in him. So it didn't help that growing up, I wasn't even allowed to like black culture. I think the only black culture I had like mainstream access to that my father had to pry from my cold dead hands was Michael Jackson.